Everybody, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Kimberly in the house. I see you, babe. I see you, babe. Check it out. Anyway, um, Philip. Good morning, Don, Larry, Sergio. If you want to be on the live stream chatting with me, like all the fine folks, saying hey and good morning, all you gotta do be a subscriber. Click the button over here in the corner, right where the monster can is. Morning monster. Got my strawberry dream. It's a pretty tasty flavor. I like it. Like it a lot. Anyway, um, turn it so you guys can see it. There we go. And welcome. Welcome everybody. How's it going? PPI coming in hot, caused a little volatility. We didn't make a higher high, so does the correction continue? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about it. There is a crazy $2.4 trillion put. I mean, that's just estimated. $1 trillion OPEX today. Let me pull it up and share it and all the things. Got too many screens, and there we go. Should be sharing. There we go. Yeah, make it bigger, bigger. Maybe the bigger. There we go. There you go. So before we even open, $1 trillion comes off the market. If you didn't know, there's a morning settlement for options. Welcome to the game. Those are, if you trade S&P 500 directly or you trade some futures stuff, there are morning expirations that you have to contend with, and that means it opens right at it expires right at the open. So that's a little different. We have S&P 500 morning options expiring $1.1 trillion. Non S&P 500 index options about 92 billion. That's going to be NASDAQ and Russell and VIX and all the other things. And then we have SPY in the afternoon. We have S&P 500 PM settlement. We have non-S&P 500 ETFs. And we have single stocks of about $500 billion coming in later on. So together, the 1.1 trillion plus 1.3 trillion. And this is from Goldman Sachs Global Investment Research Desk right here. Talking $2.4 trillion in notional. That means the options themselves weren't worth this much money when they were bought. They just represent this much dollars in stock. So like when they were talking about Michael Burry, controlling umpteen hundred whatever millions of dollars of stocks, billions of stocks. This is what they're, the notional value. You take the face value, multiply it out by the shares, and this unwind it out. That's the number they're talking there. So what does this do? What is it kind of? What are these options? What were the options doing? Now, market makers kind of limit the moves in the market best they can, so that options don't just rake them. A lot of times, for every buyer, there's a seller of every option. So who's on the other side of your trade? If you're in some of these bigger positions, probably market makers. There's probably not a ton of retail traders sitting on the other side of some of these options here. So trade against the market, and sometimes if you get in a gamma squeeze situation, the market trades with you. But a lot of times, if you are positioned in kind of a normal situation in the market's trading against you, but they stay delta neutral. So that's the thing, is like the market maker doesn't really care about market direction. They care about making the market. So they have some strategies, and they don't play the same game we play as retail traders. They don't have the same rules. They can just they can make up shares and stuff like that, and they have weeks to come up with the shares. Like when you buy shares and they sell them to you, they don't have to have those shares immediately to sell them to you. They can actually float those shares for weeks before they settle. It's a whole different rule than you and I play, and it really starts bending your mind when you get into it. And it's a wild thing when you really start digging into it. But so, does the tail wag the dog, or the dog wag the tail? And right here with this options expiration, does this free up the market to move bigger? History has shown typically Typically, the last couple of years, options expiration has been a bearish week. But this week, just kind of chopping around. So we'll see what actually shakes out on this baby once we get to the end of the day, as that $500 billion of single stock options rolls off. So anyway, hey everybody, hey Arthur, Keith, Andreas, Randy, Rongamer. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get another prediction on the market right again. That'd be a big bummer, because kind of do this for a living. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. Nothing at all. No, don't buy any products. Don't buy any recommendations. Don't buy any reports from any gurus unless you trust them. All right, make sure you trust the people that you're doing business with. Most people out there just trying to make some of your money into some of their money. And, I mean, it's kind of how the whole world works, right? So, circling back, don't trade, all right? It all has substantial risk of loss. Don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy Forex, don't buy futures, don't buy cryptos, don't buy bonds, don't buy treasuries, don't long them, don't short them, don't trade. It has a substantial risk of loss. You got to take an interest in your financial future. And if you desire personal financial advice, that's not what I do. You got to hire and consult a financial advisor. It has a fiduciary duty to give you advice. What does that mean? That means they got to take your personal situation in mind when they give you advice. Crazy enough, the U.S. had to pass a law, and it just recently went into effect a couple years ago, where financial advisors had to take your personal interest in consideration. It's stupid they had to pass a law for that, right? But it's back to that thing where I was telling you, they're just trying to make some of your money into some of their money, and they don't really care. They don't really care. So if nobody cares about your money more than you do, I promise you, nobody cares more about your money than you do. You got to take a vested interest in yourself and your financial future. So we're seeing core PPI and PPI coming in a lot hot, like pretty hot. This does not bode well for inflation. Did we go through? We may see this dip off another month or two and then go ripping higher again. I've been saying that we're probably going to see another wave of inflation, and I didn't think the Fed was going to be able to cut the rates. I think they were premature on calling for rate cuts, and rate cuts aren't bullish for the economy or the market, either one. All right. You can say, oh, yeah, they saved the day and they can cut the rates and whatever. It's so full of crap. They're not going to cut rates until there's a problem. Period. Why would they? They make money on the rates. The government makes money on those rates. I mean, it costs money too, but the Fed makes money on the rates, and it's a big Ponzi scheme game, I'm telling you. Just ridiculous. So building starts coming in surprisingly low, actually. Housing starts, building permits. Those aren't too good. Slowing down significantly. We were expecting to climb. We got a dip. Kind of back to December levels. And kind of leveled off here. We get another dip. I mean, look over here. We weren't exactly banging over here, and I don't know. Looks like take the average on this chart. It's probably down here, so we're still running above average probably on building permits. Housing starts. Where are they going to put all those people? Looks like we're going to keep declining here. I mean, it's interesting is right in here. A lot of projects that had been sitting since over here in 2007-8. A lot of projects got built out, got absorbed. They've been sitting there for a decade, just not built. And now all those things, I kind of worked. I've been in the civil environmental engineering business for my entire life. I started when I was 11. Only been interested in the stock market longer than that, but pretty much done this stuff my whole life, messed with development. And I was talking to a client yesterday afternoon, and he was like, dude, tell me things are going to get better. I was like, I don't think they are. He's like, that's not good. I was like, well, you sold your projects out. He's like, yeah, but I get freaking developers calling me looking for work. I'm the contractor. They're calling me looking for jobs. And this might get worse again before it gets better. So anyway, that's basically housing for you. That's residential housing starts. But if you look at it, nationwide. Here's the flip side of the whole coin. Nationwide, we have, this is in the U.S. We have 10,000 people a day, boomer age, that are hitting retirement. All right, as they say, boomer age. Now, the average one has 2.5 properties. They own 2.5 properties. Think about that a minute. What's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years? The average expiration date on those people, not to be too morbid about it, the average expiration date on those people is 79. That's the average lifespan. So there's going to be a bunch of potential properties coming on the market as those 2.5 per person are liquidated. So I think we may see a lot of supply come back on the market. Now, where are they tied up? I don't know. VRBO, Airbnb, I don't know. Where are they tied up? I do have some clients that have hundreds of properties. So those are going to balance out people like my dad that has 2. Well, my dad has 2. So, my mom only has 1. My dad's second lot's just a little piece in front of his house. But, hey, whatever. Goes in the average, right? All right. Enough about all that. What's coming up next week? We have a holiday on Monday. Did you know that? President's Day? Coming up, the regular stock market closed. Crypto market never closes. So I will be on doing a crypto special on Monday, the 19th, right? Point to the right day. Monday the 19th. Right up here, we have the bank holiday for the U.S. And I'll be on live talking up crypto for a little while. Then, coming up on Tuesday, benign. Wednesday, got the FOMC minutes. That's not a meeting, that's just the minutes. Don't let people confuse you. Then on Thursday, another relatively benign day. Got some flash services after the market opens. And then Friday, so kind of a benign week next week with the holiday, short 4-day trading week. Man, look at this. That's the last full week of February already. Where does the time go? We're already almost done with February. So, there you go. Anyway, moving on. Back to it. Let's talk about what's actually happening and crapping in here. The market opens in about 1 minute. Dun, 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 dun. Now, kind of speculated that we did the pullback, we did the echo, and we made a slightly higher high on the simplified chart here. Interesting. We may pop on up, hit the 50-60. We could rally on up that next extension. Where this blue line come from? Look right here. From that low to that high. From that low, potential next high, right up in here, around 5150. I've been saying that 5150 level for a couple weeks now. Probably going there eventually. We may extend there now. We could go there today. I'm not sure. Doesn't have to. And that was from Echo Trades Live yesterday. Let's pop onto the daily. Daily. And S&P 500 is interesting. And we should jump down to the futures and look at the overnight action here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there's the market. I heard the bell on my other computer. Look at this. We came up, busting through the resistance zone. kind of making what looks like a little bit of a top. If we start getting below this 50-20 area, then the level from yesterday, 5,000, we're probably heading on down. This is a cautionary tale here. If we look at the 5 minute, you can see this looks like 1, 2, 3. That's kind of a 3 wave type action. This may be a 4. If we get a lower low, we may spend the majority of today retracing in a 3 wave type move. This is interesting here. 1, 2. Oh yeah, way extended on the 3. Way extended. That could be the 4. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. And 50% retrace. Yep. And we may see a 5 down to a lower low. Right lower than this point right here. We get that 5 down, a 3 wave up into a resistance zone. And I can only speculate where 5 might be. May see a bounce in a 3 wave fashion. It could go like this. Then get a move like this. This. And that up into this zone. And then see a bigger 3rd wave down. Bigger, bigger, bigger. So we're going to be talking about something like that. And then a 4, and then a 5. And it would probably put us down in the zone where I was talking about. Possibly heading down here. We could get that extension. Yep. All kind of lines up. So be careful. Be careful, be careful. Nothing's clear at the moment on S&P 500. Oh, moving my freaking alerts already. I love it. Can't move them when I try to move them, but I can move them when I don't try. There we go. And this could bust through. It doesn't have to stop there. It can extend way on down. So just be careful. We have a potential downside setup. Nothing is clear on the S&P. We are definitely way overcooked on the upside. In Q, similar situation. Didn't quite get the enthusiasm that S&P had. We had the S5 FI, not showing much enthusiasm either. Turn this off of log mode. Right there, just back up in the middle. That definitely looks like it needs to come down to the bottom. Lots of stuff set up to go lower. Russell here. Whew, baby. I don't think that one may not be coming back here. We may be heading on down here to 1840 on Russell. You're like, JT, how do you trade any of these? Like ES is S&P 500. That's SPY, SPX, NQ. That's NASDAQ. That's QQQ right there. INDX. Russell here. That's IWM, small caps. So that one looks like it's coming down. And the chart right there, IWM, getting a little green, but close way up here, open way down here. Watch out. We could be heading on down here in the 184, 180 area. Just be careful. That's actually on the list. So oil is chopping right here. Interesting. Chopping right at the roadmap line. Like I've said for a couple days, if we break out above 79.40-ish, probably coming up here. It's like it's the target up there. Above that, got that alert line right there. Get above it, probably coming up here. If we break down below where we kind of bottomed out yesterday, if we can break below it, about 75, probably coming down at least here, if not on down in here. That's your kind of coin flip zone on oil right now. GC, volatile sucker. Looks like we're not quite done. We may get one more extension, may poke just below. We need a poke below that 1986 to wrap this baby up. That's the minimum requirement. A poke below that low from December 13th. Get that, and gold can be all cleared up. But it could extend on down. Could keep going. So that's why you got to wait for the reversal setup. Don't just buy on a break lower, because you may have to sit through some pain before we actually reverse. All right. Bitcoin. It was looking weak yesterday at the close, but then this morning, game on, right? So the 4 paths. Path number 1, extend to the 618. Path number 2, sideways 618. Path number 3, pull back to the 100, the breakout level from back here in January. Then go for the 618. And path number 4 is we retest that and don't hold it and go lower. Which one are we going to do? I don't know. You can say it's all, I mean, this could all be part of the supply squeeze situation. So, all right. What flavor is my morning? That's a strawberry dream right there. Strawberry dream. It's tastes kind of like a pina colada and a strawberry daiquiri mixed together. I guess if you really went into it a little bit, it's pretty tasty. I like it. Ethereum 3,000, probably going up there, maybe as high as 3,500. That's where I would expect it to gun on up for on the top. And dollar just chopping in the zone. If we push above these highs we made back here on Tuesday and Wednesday, probably going on up here, 109. If, in fact, we break down below these lows that we made in early January, or late January, I guess it was, all through late January, all the way into February 2nd, all these lows, we start breaking below that, probably come down here to the mid-90s. So another coin flip zone, just like oil. SMCI, ludicrous levels. Look at that. I mean, it's a couple dollars away from my target. That's just, oh my gosh. Whew, I made this the chart of the week. And if you haven't read that analysis, you ought to go look. Okay. They're not the only game in town. These are not the only people that supply NVIDIA based servers, all right? They're just not. If you've never been to their website, you should, I mean, if it's kind of nerdy thing you like to do, you can go pop onto their website and look how much ridiculous money that these things cost, all right? Yeah, 22 performance AI interface. They don't have anything special, all right? They sell these servers, rack mount solutions, super blades. You know who else sells all this stuff? Dell. Dell sells similar junk. I mean, now, what's going on here? It's not doing that, crazy exponential thing. Look, their price to sales hanging out at 0.7, right? SMCI, price to sales hanging out at 5.5. Up from 5 yesterday. It went from 5 yesterday to 5.5. I mean, what the heck? You know who else makes similar stuff? HP. A 0.5. Their chart, not ridiculous either. Maybe it's side effect their own stuff, right? Okay, you can say HPE, right? HP Enterprise. Look, still the same sideways garbage. So, ARM doesn't make anything. ARM licenses technology. You gotta know what you're doing. ARM, all they do is design processors. And then they license that design. They don't make squat. Now, they're in the semiconductor space, but they don't make semiconductors. They don't sell anything. They license technology. That's it. They license their designs. And they provide semiconductor, I should say, design technology. Architects, develops, and licenses CPU products. That's it. They don't make anything. Interesting, right? You got to know what you're getting into. Or, maybe you don't got to know. Just follow the charts. That one looks like it's coming right back down. NVIDIA does make stuff, but they're not the only game in town either. Intel getting whacked. These guys make all of NVIDIA's products. NVIDIA doesn't make their own stuff. They contract TSM to make it for them. Coming up near the triple top. I'm just saying. Just saying. Be careful out there. Yeah, Roku's on the decliner list. All right. LRCX. That's right up near the head and shoulders target. Came up to the top. Right up to the head and shoulders target. Watch out for a reaction there. We may retrace it back down. Back and could go retest that right there. You see how we 1 high, 2 high, 3 high. Took the 4th attempt to break through. We may go retrace that and retest it. Coin. Nice pop last night. Overnight pop. Not even sure what. I guess it was on earnings. People trading crypto again. They make money. When we go through a crypto winter, gets bummed out. Next target up, 250 on the upside. I did not get into this and didn't set up the way I wanted it. So I'm not even sad about it. So MSTR hit the target at 800 and got a mega retrace. That was kind of wicked yesterday. Right to the 800 target and rejected right back down. Did the classic move. Classic move. Yeah, I talked about that Bitcoin move, right? Where we could, the 4 choices. That, remember choice number 3? That's exactly what MSTR bounced right off the 1272, right back to the 100. Now, do we go for the 1618? That's where my order is at 900 to close my shares. Or do we break down and continue a deeper retrace? Hope you got a piece of that one. Pretty sweet so far. Pretty sweet. SRPT. Doing a crazy pop. That's in the pharmaceutical, medtech, biotech. I call it medtech space. Be careful, all right? That is kind of a dangerous setup there. Potentially turning down. AMAT. Popping. Broke through the head and shoulders target. Next extension, 220, maybe 230 on the upside. TTD. Nice pop. Finally, like that. Rocking pop. Look at that. Came in line. Getting a rocking pop. Upside target, 98, 108. NVIDIA. Right up in the zone. Watch for the pullback. It's probably going to be wicked when we get there. LOY. The story that doesn't get any news is the GLP-1 drugs just cruising on higher. Cruising. One of these days, we're going to top out. We're probably, this one has room to go on up to 860, 870. The other one in the space, NVO, rocking it. Probably going to come right on up to 128, 130 area. CPOP. Dumpster fire. Straight up dumpster fire. Don't trade that unless you want to lose some money. Hollow. Yeah, look at it. Don't trade that. Reverse splits are not bullish. Look at it. It's like an EKG, right? probably coming right back down. Gonna have to reverse split again. PDD. It got close to the roadmap line and then running the next upside target, 161, possibly 172. Once it gets above that little resistance right there, it got close enough. HTOO. Another dangerous piece of junk. I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't touch it. Baidu has potential to break on down here. We are pushing the limits. Pushing the limits. We need to break out above this area up here to get the upside going. We are pushing the limits. It looks very constructive for going higher, but we gotta start doing it. And Toast is just chopping sideways. Nothing to really even talk about. Upside resistance up here at 26. Decliners, number 1, Roku. Oh, look, somebody drew a big arrow. Look at that. Anybody remember me drawing that? Anybody surprised? Are you not entertained? Sometimes I get lucky. Roku probably coming on down to 64. Right there. Sometimes this stuff I do works. Surprise! Dash. Right up to the resistance, probably coming back into that area right there. NOW. That one's looking toppy. Also, would not surprise me to come back in this area at some point in time. I don't trade for the downside. I just wait for it to get there. All right. It's like Roku didn't trade for that. I'm just waiting for it. We get down in here, then I'm going to be kind of interested in what happens. We can be done at 72. Could go on down 65. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just waiting. If it gets down here, makes some sort of reversal that looks pretty sweet, I'll probably get in it and we'll ride it back up. And that the ride up could be, we could be talking, we get down here, we could be talking like 120. It'd be pretty sweet to go from 65 to 120, right? 130. That's a double. But you got to wait for it. And it's got to set up and it's got to make the reversal. And kind of like Tesla, right? Just happened to get lucky. Just took a while. Trupanion. I don't even know what the heck these guys do. Life insurance. Doesn't look very strong. It's like they're going on down. Come on. Could be heading down to 13. DLR. Probably coming on down. Coming on down the roadmap line. THS. Bounced off the roadmap line. Potential 34, 31 area. Well, I should just say 35 and 32. I'm so used to looking at that going up that I'm conservative on the ups on the lower side when we're going up. Should be conservative on the upper side when we're going down. Just throwing that out there. Got to round up instead of rounding down when you're going down. Although sometimes we get a little overexcited on the downside. Teenage boy, going on taking the girl out the first time. And Dropbox rejected. Although that looks very clear as a 5-wave up. So what we want to see here, this is actually, this caught my eye. I want to see this area hold. Oh man, right with a 4 bottom too. This is classic. All the things coming together. We want to see this area hold right here. Actually, I'm going to put an alert right in the middle. And then we need to break back above here. And setup. What's today? 2/16. There we go. Got my note. All right. Yep. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Retrace. That's a potential mega play. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at this. Potential mega play for targets way up here. If we get above this, probably come up here. Nice. DPST. There's a reason I find the biggest decliners for the day, because that's usually where the potential setups for the future come from. DPST, nice. Get back above this level up here, and we're probably going for a run again. We'll see. Probably 115 upside target. ARM on the biggest loser list, but probably coming back down there. LAPU keeps finding resistance. If we break out, we could go on a run, but look at the bigger downtrend. Dumpster fire land. Reverse split. It's not the kind of good stuff you want. This is leverage and biotech. It's like, be super careful. Be super careful. EMPH is trying his darndest to break through. I'm not so sure that we're going to hold it. Not so sure. Could this be the reversal we're looking for? Target's right up here. I didn't trade it because I don't feel it. I don't have the feels. 175 probably the target. If we're going to move up in a three-way fashion, if we can get, this wasn't the most, like this right over here was kind of three-wavy. That doesn't give me the good feeling that we're going on up. We may pop up just to 158 and reject on the lower. So be careful on that one. IWM looks like we may bleed it on down. Probably going down here. Big picture, 180-ish. FSLR. Rejecting the roadmap line at a lower level than we did back here. Watch for the push to 115 or round up 117, 120. SEDG. Just chopping like resistance up here at the roadmap line. Support at 0, I guess. I don't know. CVNA. Choppy sideways. I'm not sold on these people's business model. Could you have made a crap load of money going from 3 to up here to 60? Sure. But I'm cautious now. I mean, that could be a 5-wave up. That could be a 1, 2, or an A, B, and we could see a C down. I would put the bottom in this zone, if that's the 4. Yeah, we've got alerts in there. So if we break below that, maybe interested. This could be an A, this could be a B, and we could see a C down also. Could be possible. If that was the 5 or 3 up, but I don't know. This one's unclear. Unclear. PEGA. Right to the 1272. 4 pass sideways pop. Just pop. Pull back, pop, or pull back down. URTY. Choppy sideways. Leveraged ultra. Your clues on leverage stuff. Ultra. When they say ultra, that's leveraged. Be careful. Leverage stuff. BE. That looks like we're working on being a dumpster fire. Watch out below. It's when the orange line is like that, it's a downtrend, making a lower low. Right there, bouncing off the roadmap line. 8, 6 below that. Sony. Well, I thought we might turn down. We didn't quite make it down as far as I wanted to. We may find support at a higher level at this point. Watch for a reversal from here. If we break back above, probably this level up here. I don't even know what I just moved. If we get above this right here, probably come on up. So we've got to do, it's got to do this. If we get below here, we're probably coming down here. If we get above that, probably go on extensions. GEHC, GE Healthcare. Yeah, just chopping. Watch for the resistance here. We're right in the zone. May turn down again. Crocs. Heard a couple of y'all ordered some Zero shoes yesterday. They're different. I have to tell you, they're different. But all my life, I've had a lot of foot cramps, and like as I've gotten middle-aged, I've had shin pains and stuff like that. And since I switched to these shoes a year ago, it's it all faded away. I don't have foot cramps in the evenings. I don't have shin pain in the evenings. I mean, it's pretty life-changing when you're not sitting there going, God, my feet, my legs hurt. So, may not be for everybody, but they're for me. I love them. And I have lots of different styles. I got some mocks. I got some tie-up shoes. I got some sandals. Crocs, if it can break through, 124, probably heading on up. 172. ILMN. That could crush on down, 82. Let's run it this way. And 76, 77. TNA. Can't see that without the teenage boy in me laughing. TNA. TNA, TNA. If you don't get the joke, I'm sorry. Resistance right there. Watch out for going lower. Nike. I've kind of been expecting it to break down. It's in a bigger downtrend. Lower highs. May go down here to 60, 70 area. And bias for the day. Watch out below. Watch out below. That's what caution everybody. This is very well could be a three-wave corrective at this point. Could be the start of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 three-wave up and a bigger corrective. So we don't know which one this is right now. Be cautious. The targets could be right back down in here, or it could be substantially lower. So please, please, please be careful. We're starting to push that 5. And on the futures, we get below that 5,000 level. It's probably the indication we're going on down. SMCI is going down. Imagine that. Imagine that. Holy moly. Look at that. Beautiful. I have puts. Go, baby, go. That was probably the top. That basically hit the target. Party may be over. Please, for the love of everything, protect any profit. If you were long, we may be burning it down at this point. Target probably down here 200 or 300. Options prices for 2026 are pricing in a move back to 220. So watch out for that. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you in Discord. Make sure you come click the link down below. I'll be back on Monday for a crypto especial.